Alright, I decided that I would bring you the morning notes live today. I'm just out on my morning walk. Started a little bit later than normal, but that's alright because now I get to enjoy the full blue sky. A few horses out there on the trail. Over there is the polo field. So my route kind of intersects that. Well, let's see what this little horse is doing. So yeah, I hadn't planned on doing a Facebook Live, so on this morning walk, but I was walking and I thought, what the heck, why not, eh? So there's a couple of things I've been thinking about today, but hey, let's hold on a second. Let's get a close up. Hello, horsey. Hey, buddies. Yeah, so, hey, Eddie King, my man. The man, the myth, the legend, that is Eddie King. I like it. How you doing, brother? Yeah, I hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. I've been following your stuff on the sort of social, so it's good. Looks like you're doing some good stuff. I'm just out doing my morning walk, and I thought I'd do the morning notes live today. And one of the things that I was thinking about this morning, I came across this post, and it kind of staggered my mind a little bit for two statistics. The first one was that people spend on average 6 hours a day on the internet. Now I thought, that's a lot of time on the internet. And both these statistics I'm going to share with you were both big reports, and I don't know the sample size or not, but they were from I can find out and chuck a link to them later on. But anyway, so back to where I was going. So 6 hours on average we spend on the internet. That's a lot of attention on our phones, internet, laptops, tablets, and all that, which isn't anything new in and of itself. I think we kind of know and accept that now. And when I was down in London last week, that kind of bore itself out as well. As I was on the train, walking around the city, on the tube, most people, and I'm not exaggerating, most people's faces were in their phones. Now, I deliberately kept my phone in my pocket because I just wanted to go in observer mode. But as I was just looking around, most people were looking in their phone. And the tubes are quite compact during rush hour, so we're kind of close anyway. So, I was looking over people's shoulders, mostly they were either on Facebook or WhatsApp were the two most popular apps I saw that people were on. Or they were watching videos, whether it was YouTube videos or looked like people were watching TV shows. But essentially, it was just like I probably look right now to anybody that I may end up passing. I'm here with my, ironically, face in the phone. So that's interesting. Attention, and where people's attention is in our phone these days. And sometimes that just makes me think how much we miss around us by being consumed by our phones. I don't know. And I'm of an age to remember when we didn't have these kind of devices to distract our attention in that same sort of way. The other statistic, now this one was done by a different company, and I don't want to believe this next statistic, because I don't want to. But this one said, and their research was that we only spend about 19 minutes on average reading stuff on the internet. 19 minutes is it. So, and that included emails and text messages and WhatsApp and all that kind of stuff. So, but I don't like the thought that people only spend 19 minutes on average reading things, because I like to write. And yeah, so I know that we're visually oriented, and you know, people like to consume things visually. Maybe that's what motivated me to go ahead and knock out a Facebook Lives. I've been bringing you the morning notes primarily in audio format, just because I like audio. I thought I'd do a Facebook Live just to change it up a little bit in that sense, and because this article that I was reading was like, hey man, oh, poor internet connection, so I don't know if this is going to drop out. I'm out in the fields and the Facebook thing is telling me that I have poor signal, so let's see what happens. I'll continue going as if it's recording, and hopefully the signal will be good enough to have captured this. So yeah, 6 hours on average, 19 minutes reading. So I guess if we're looking at and doing the math, mostly people like consuming things visually. But all that was to me, in terms of what it means to me and the work that I'm doing or wanting to do or aspire to do, is that if you are in the business of getting people's attention, that one, you definitely have to be in this space, this sort of video. My arm's getting tired now, that arm. As I said, I wasn't planning on doing a Facebook Live out here, so I would normally have my little stick, but now I'm using these sticks, my God-given selfie stick. So yeah, the tension is here, and some of the work that, you know, that I want to do, so doing more videos, I guess, to reach more people. But I think the point of the article that I was reading actually was that just having a mix, really. So a mix of both short form, long form, definitely a lot of the video content, both short and long. Yeah, if you're in the attention business. So the other thing that was on my mind, oh no, here we go again with that poor signal. Here, let's have a, I gotta negotiate my little turnstile thing here. And again, hopefully poor reception doesn't necessarily mean we've lost the recording. So the other thing I was thinking about today, or this morning, doing my sort of morning think time, but this is part of it, the walking bit, but this is me now digesting what I consumed this morning, and I'm doing it out loud and live with you, so I'm thinking as I'm walking and recording. I know they say that you shouldn't multitask, and that men are bad at the multitasking, but hey, you know, we don't have to believe everything that we hear and see and read. Which, by the way, is partly what I was thinking about this morning as well, was around how we think. So which is interesting in itself, because you don't actually really think about your thinking very much. Yeah, if you want to get a little view. So we don't actually necessarily, we don't think about our thinking much, unless you're like me, I guess. But there's a price to pay in not thinking about our thinking. And one of those is that a lot of the time we find ourselves on autopilot, executing just programs that are kind of been that you've accumulated, these experiences, these beliefs that you've accumulated over time. So basically, what I'm saying is that just from the efficiency of the way that the mind works in itself, is that it looks for patterns, right? It looks for patterns, makes a connection, makes meaning. It's a meaning-seeking organ, basically. And as we are taking things in through our five senses, so we get some sensory input, then immediate thing is the brain assigns meaning. So here's the filter. So the brain assigns meaning to that piece of stimulus. So you don't see with your eyes, you don't hear with your ears, or taste with your tongue, or feel with your fingers. There's actually all of that's happening in your brain. So that's your brain passing it through this filter and saying, these waves, sound waves, light waves, particles, this is what this means, right? So that's the filter it got. And this happens in, less than a blink of an eye. So this is why it's called automatic sort of pilot, isn't it? Because it's happening so fast that we don't even realize that it's going on. Well, let's check this out. Just my little bridge. Here's cool. Ooh, nice day for being out here doing my walking thing. So, in fact, I'll hang here for a couple of seconds. Oh, that might be a bit loud. Let's keep going. Where was I at? Yes. So this stimulus comes through 5 senses. Let's go this way. There's some big old cows with horns over here, some long horns. So yes, where I'm at. I'm losing my train of thought. Get distracted by animals. Yes, so the filter that we run it through, the 5 senses comes through, and then our mind assigns meaning to the stimulus that it has, and then from that assigning of meaning, we have an emotion, and then that emotion dictates how we react, basically, how we behave, how we react, how we respond, in the physical sense or mental sense in that space, to this stimulus. But because it happens so fast, sometimes that works to our detriment. So I'm sure you would have, said things like, oh, that person always makes me mad, or, you're hearing the dog barking outside, and he's like, oh, doesn't anybody care about the dog? So these things happen, and as that happens so fast that we just have this reaction, this emotion, and then translates into our behavior. So that's what I was thinking about today, and I'll do something a little bit longer, more considered on that aspect, because it just made me stop to think about, especially I know yesterday's notes I was talking about some more cows. They're all having breakfast. Talking about beliefs, and so some of these, when you get to the emotion, feeling bit, some of that, and the making meaning piece, will come bundled in a belief that you may have picked up when you were a kid or some distant past. You would have picked up this belief. That's a filter that you run that stimulus through because you believe this thing, and then so it says react like this. So it's a continuation of my story from yesterday in that sense. So yeah, and like I said, I'll do something a little bit more deliberate. This is just me making sense of what I was consuming this morning during my reading period. Yes, that was it. The reason why it's like, it is not weighing on my mind, but think about, listen to those words I just said. It's weighing on my mind. And as I say that, what does that conjure up in your head when I say it's weighing on my mind? You get a sense of heaviness, don't you? Ooh, I gotta negotiate some mud. I just cleaned my shoes. All right, let's see if I can do this. Ugh. And I got a bad wheel as well, so that doesn't help. All right, which way do I want to go? There's a trail that goes along up, so that way, and then there's this trail that'll go around there. I'm kind of feeling like taking the low road for now. So where the hell was? Yes. And so the thing that's been, so what's on my brain, so what's in here that I'm trying to make sense of is, or thinking in its application to self first, always really, and then how I help others is by figuring out what it means to me in that sense. Yeah, it was just making me think about some of the maybe beliefs that I hold or held about certain things, and challenging those beliefs, but thinking through the process, like this belief that I'm holding, from that I've been reacting like this. Actually, I've been kind of holding myself back from action because of my belief of an event or series of events. But in actuality, that belief actually doesn't serve me at all. And it's while it sometimes seems like it can be hard to change a belief, actually it's not that hard to change them. You just run a different program, right? You run a different program, but the part to catch, and I think this is the crux of the trick for me here, is that you have to slow down to think about your thinking, because otherwise we're just moving at 100 miles an hour because we got to get shit done, don't we? So we just got time to slow their thinking down, right? But by doing that, you can make better decisions. You can make better decisions by understanding, what is my super efficient, high-speed brain? Why is it choosing this way to behave or act? I gotta get through here. Do you know? And then by challenging your super efficient, high-speed brain, in that sense, you can make better decisions. So I can make better decisions about what it is that I want to do, because I can let go of that belief that holds me back, that keeps me from being less than optimal in my performance. So anyway, I have no idea. Usually the morning notes are pretty short, aren't they? But I guess as I'm brought you guys along from a live point of view, there is something up here that I can show you, but some of you who live in the area might or will have seen it, but it might be too far away for me to keep the live going to show it to you, so maybe next time, huh? Yeah, we got some walkers coming up here in a minute. Morning. Yeah, I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? Can't ask for better. Absolutely. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Woohoo. So yes, I'll stop this in a minute because I'm going to take you all the way down to what I want to show you, because it's a bit further and I'm done talking. So I got to get back to mulling over my thinking here so I can make sure I have some absolute clarity, and maybe I'll do a podcast on this topic. In fact, I'll do a series of things. I mean, it's a big subject. So I was going to talk about the whole idea of the sort of filter system that we have, the generalization, the distortion, the deletion. But too big a topic right now for me on my morning walk. So I will deal with those either in a video or on a podcast to go in a little bit more depth on that. But I'll walk along. You can just enjoy some nature for a little bit. A little obstacle. I'm off to the Bear Grylls experience tomorrow. So there's going to be lots of obstacles that I have to negotiate, which is going to be interesting in and of itself, considering, as I said, I've got my sort of bad wheel going on here. Well, we're not too far actually, so just there. We wanna, it's only just, you can't see it from here necessarily, but let's just go there and then I'll show you it, since you've come this far on the journey thus far. All right, here's another dog walker. So you can look at my ugly mug for a minute, because she might not want to be on my video, huh? Be interesting to, morning. How you doing today, all right? Yeah, it's beautiful. Yes, it's really good. Just walking, yeah, just taking it in. It's a nice way to start the day. Absolutely. All right, so, and if you live in Southern Warwickshire anyway, you've probably seen this, but it's the Holy Well. That's what I was going to show you. A piece of history, but for those of you not from the area, you want to see some history of my little town of Southern, the Holy Well. This is it. I'll take you over to the thing here in a second. So here's the proper history. Apparently, if you have, I was just going to say to you, just get ready to say that, you know, the part of the mythology of this is that it's some healing word and you can put it on your sort of wound or eyes, I think more specifically, but hey, maybe I should put some on my knee, see if it hooks me up. But yeah, so that's the Holy Well. It's the last little bit here I'll show you, so you can get a sense of it. Holy Well, 1761 it looks like, so quite old. Been here a long time. Alright, anyway, that's enough jibber jabber for me. Hope you have a fantastic day doing whatever it is that you do. And yeah, we'll catch you out there on the internet, since we spent 6 hours on the thing. I'll see you out there in cyber world somewhere or another. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't use Snapchat anymore. Not much, anyway. And here, right. Oh, so you know something? I know I've got this attached to the Havana Cafe group right now, but I'm gonna add another group to this page, and primarily to be around this concept, the sort of coaching piece and letting go of fear, doubt, disbelief, goal setting, performance, all that good stuff. So I'll try and get that done today, and happy to, well, I intend for us to be able to help each other in that space, and for you guys to help each other. But I'll lend a thought or two in there as well. I just want to create a space for all of us folks who are serious about our self-development, our personal development, our optimizing and actualizing our lives. Ooh, I think I'll take this way down because that looks pretty neat. So I just want to create a space for people who are interested in optimal living, and that sort of self-development vein. So I'm going to make that group, attach it to here, and we can use it as a place to go and bounce ideas off of people in that sort of sense. All right, okay, that's it. That's me. Again, have a fantastic day doing whatever it is that you do, and I'll catch you somewhere online at some point.